Section 8. Let's talk about it. If you are a tenant or a landlord considering Section 8, here's what nobody told me before I started. What is the Housing Choice Voucher Program? The Housing Choice Voucher HCV program, commonly known as the Section 8 program, is funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, providing rental assistance to low-income families for decent, safe, and affordable housing within neighborhoods of their choice. Rent subsidies allow participants to pay a reasonable share of their income toward rent, while NRHA makes up the difference, up to certain limitations. Remember that. Real quick, if you are interested in applying for a voucher, you can go here. Say you have a prospective tenant, they meet all your rental criteria, they've applied, you've accepted their application, now what? Please know that when the tenant shows you a chart, it may look like this, that it doesn't mean they are getting a voucher for that dollar amount. So you look at the chart, and depending on your zip code, NRHA will give you so much money. What they don't tell landlords up front, rent reasonableness determination. That recent renovations may not be considered. That the proposed rent can be reduced. That every housing authority may do things differently. Nobody warned me that I might be asked to lower the rent, wait for an inspection with no timeline. So here's what I've learned so far. If a prospective tenant shows you a voucher or chart and says that they are going to receive X amount of dollars, that is very misleading. That dollar amount is not guaranteed because of two things. One, how much that person makes. They may have to contribute a portion of their income towards the rent, and that cannot exceed 30% of their income. Number two, how the NHRA determines market value of your property. So you could have your property listed for, let's say, $12.50 a month. And looking at the chart, my property is listed in a zip code that my rent is below what Section 8 would cover. But the misconception is rent and reasonable rent. And they don't tell you this up front. Because if a prospective tenant came up to you as a landlord and said, hey, I'm going to pay you $30 less than what you're asking, and I don't know when I can move in, what would you as the landlord say? But you still have to go through their process before you get to that point. So I marketed my property, and I was trying to attend the landlord orientation meeting that is held on the fourth Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m. on their website, and their calendar on the website does not work. There is nowhere to sign up. I reached out to my tenant's occupational specialist and was asking for a link to register. I reached out to the HCV landlord liaison and got the link a few days before the landlord orientation.